I can't believe I am finally saying this, but we finally have a brand new Black Ops 3 Zombie Cipher solved, this one being the remaining one unsolved from Gorod Krovi. Now, I have been very sick the past week, so I'm finally trying to get back to content, but I just had to make this quick little video here today, and I want to give a big thank you to Jess's Ocean, the apparent solver of the cipher, WX Audio or Bluebo, creator of the cribbing tool, and Code Warrior 0 for finding the correct alphabet. I will leave a link to Bluebo's Reddit post in this video's description if you want a detailed explanation for how this was all solved, and I believe this was all solved within Skype's Discord server, who have been trying desperately to solve the remaining Black Ops 3 Zombie ciphers for quite some time. So on screen right now you can see how it was actually solved. Like I said, I'll leave a link to that post in the description if you want to read a detailed explanation, but in this video I just want to talk about the solve itself, because it translates to, we have won the great battle and now we must be on our way. I fear he will come after us, after me, for what I did. And this is very ambiguous, but I don't think it really tells us that much new. Obviously, it's about the Great War, the Earth one, not between just the Apothecans and the Keepers, the one that the humans and the medieval knights actually aided in, after Primus was sent back to the Great War at the ending of a Revelation. Seemingly, this was probably a teaser for Black Ops 4, as obviously they teased repeatedly on Blood of the Dead Classified Alpha Omega that we would probably be going to the Great War and trying to defeat Dr. Monty. Most likely, I fear he will come after us, after me, is referring to Dr. Monty, and the fear of him coming after them for what they did, I can only assume this is written from the perspective of Primus Richtofen, and him probably referring to the fact that they of course drank the blood vials, which caused a paradox, which meant that Monty had to send them back to the Great War and perpetuate the cycle, instead of just plainly wiping them from existence forever. That is what I have to assume this is referring to, but of course this is very ambiguous, so you can leave your thoughts in the comments below. But I do find it interesting, it says we have won the great battle and now we must be on our way, because in the official Call of Duty Zombies timeline, it says that after humanity won the Great War, with the aid of the Keepers, Primus vanished from history. Now, it never specified that they actually died. Loads of people say that they died, but it's never actually confirmed. The quote-unquote canon event here that happens is they disappear from history, which could be that they die, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. It could be pretty much any sort of event that just means they vanish from history, whether they just live until old age and die, or teleport elsewhere as long as they don't tamper in history. Now, of course, we know come the broken cycle that medieval Primus Richtofen cryo-freezes himself after being protected by Pablo and teleports to Alcatraz, where he then wakes up and helps in that broken cycle. So I don't know if that's referring to, and now we must be on our way. Now, I'm sure upon a lot of people reading this, people think that it's probably a teaser for us getting a cancelled Great War map for Black Ops 4 Zombies. As you know, earlier in the year, I did debunk the cancelled Great War map, and from all of the leaked hard drives that came out as well, there's no evidence currently of a Great War map, even though in the leaked documents it does have early concept in stages for the other maps. So I do think a Great War map was probably never going to happen, and this is probably not a teaser for it, but I do think there was supposed to be more Dr. Monty in Black Ops 4, and we were supposed to actually fight him. Maybe the boss fight itself could have been the equivalent of the Great War, and that's what we never ended up seeing. Now, personally, I do think that this cipher is a bit of a prelude or a precursor to the cipher on Revelations, which translates to I am the last of us, but I will be joining you soon, my friends. Cough, cough, death is near. I hope what we have done doesn't come back to bite this universe in the ass. Thank God we will all be gone, because if Monty ever found this place, we would be in a world of shit. Maybe now, with us all gone, the children will truly be safe. D, which we can only assume is probably Dempsey. Once again, this is probably after they won the Great War, and seemingly he ended up being the last one. The rest probably died, and he was, I guess, fading out of existence. It's a bit unclear. I do think that these two ciphers are related, though. There is probably some sort of story in the Great War, and after they win that we don't properly understand yet, and maybe some of the Revelations Unsolved ciphers will help in doing that, and piecing together what's actually going on. And bear in mind, since this is a Gorod Krovi cipher, this was meant to be a teaser for Revelations, and the fact that it is going to be a cycle, and teasing the fact that Dr. Monty would be a big bad in a way, and I guess somewhat teasing Black Ops 4. If it was found all the way back then, it would completely change our understanding of this cipher. So right now we still have 10 Revelation ciphers to solve, as well as one on the Giant, but now that this Gorod Krovi one is out of the way, people can mainly focus on the Revelations ones, which are of course much much harder and probably contain more pertinent information. I am just hoping though that when further ones get solved, they don't just feel like this one, because this one does feel somewhat underwhelming, because I think that's just the nature of them. We've been waiting so long for them to get solved. The solve is always going to be underwhelming just due to that sheer fact. Maybe a couple of them are going to be mind-blowing, but I think most of them are either going to be quite ambiguous that we can't really work it out, or tell us information we already know, because obviously we've already gotten Black Ops 4 and we've gotten loads of games since then. But Blundell was anticipating a lot of these to take forever to be solved on Revelation, so I do think when they are eventually solved, they will be a bit more groundbreaking and influential, but I do think a lot of them are going to be underwhelming. The same with the impossible Easter egg. The hunt is supposed to be the funner part than the solve itself, especially when so much time has passed. We build up such crazy expectations in our mind for what they are going to be that's just impossible to meet due to that emotional attachment and the chemicals and stuff like that going on in our brains associated with the hunt. Anyways, once again, a big thank you to the team for solving this. Hopefully we get more solved in the future. Like I said, I'll leave a link to the Reddit post in the description. Plenty more content to come. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you with plenty more videos. Bye. To conclude this video, I want to shout out the fact that I finally decided to make a Patreon and Cameo account, both of which will be linked below if you want to help support the channel. On Patreon, you can sign up for the lowest tier of just $1.50 a month to get exclusive access for my Discord, where we can discuss zombies lore, trivia, or whatever you desire. A place where you lot, my community, can better connect. Your names will also appear at the end of videos thanking you. For $5.50 a month, you get all of that, and I will be doing exclusive monthly Q&As. And for $16.50 a month, you again get all of that, and I will be doing exclusive lore videos, such as unpacking niche parts of the Treyarch documents I've been breaking down on my channel that don't as much suit a main channel video. For the highest tier, only for those with the ability to and who really want to help out the channel, you get special bonuses I've yet to determine and verbal shoutouts at the end of every video. Over on Cameo, I can do funny videos reading lines from zombies, memes like "How do we tell him?", birthday wishes for friends or family, or whatever else you desire. Practically anything. Of course, none of this is necessary. Just watching and enjoying the videos helps me immensely, and I greatly appreciate it. However, I think it's about time I start setting up additional revenue streams, because Zombies' popularity is tumultuous and always goes through ups and downs. As I'm sure you've lately seen on the channel, viewership is down a lot. We go through big highs when new games release, but then during these drought periods, I need more income stability so I don't have to worry as much about it, and I can focus more on improving the quality of the content. My highest quality videos are not always the ones that best please YouTube algorithms, so instead, this way I can produce my best work knowing I don't have to think as much about how well the content's going to perform. So if you'd like to support me on Patreon for exclusive content, or would like a simple Cameo message, you can do so to further support me via the links below, but only if you can afford it and you actually want to help me. Don't feel like you are forced to, don't worry, I'll survive. It would just help relieve some of the pressure during inconsistent periods on the channel, so I don't have to solely rely on AdSense revenue and still maintain the sheer quantity and quality of content that I put out. Obviously, I pump out literally a boatload of content, and some of these are absolutely crazy projects over hour-long videos, so it's a lot on my plate, especially when these videos don't perform particularly well. And I've not been doing many sponsorships lately to help supplement revenue either, so it would greatly help. Thank you for any generous person once again who does kindly support the channel. It means the absolute world and will really help keep this boat afloat.